Hello, we are in week 12 content. We are going to begin. Just a friendly reminder, you have a vocab quiz on Monday. We are in a normal week. By the way, this is week 12. Make sure all your things say week 12. Because, what are you laughing about?
You sounded like the intro to the Pacers test.
What the hell is the Pacers
It was so accurate.
I don't know what that means, and I think I should be offended. So I'm offended.
So in elementary school, you're in the gym. They still do it? What? That's horrible. You do it now? Oh, okay. I guess they still have to do it. I don't know. I haven't taken gym since then. But so basically, you run back and forth on the court, and it counts. It's like last one completed, like stuff like that. It tells you to go, and there's this long beep, and you just stop it.
Why don't your gym teachers tell you to go? Why do you have a machine that tells you to go?
It's like state mandated. It's like a state test that you have to do.
You see how
To
make sure you're not like
Out of shape.
It's like the SAT for gym class.
Yeah.
Hi, we're recording this. We've gone off track. Hello. It's week 12. Make sure week 12 is everything on all of your papers this week. I know it's been a little chaotic, but we're back to our normal routine. You only have 2 vocab quizzes this week because the vocab's pretty short. Don't forget, your girl cares about you because she gave you a very short focus. Right? See, we're friends again. If you have any issues with essays, like for instance, if you went on Canvas, hopefully you saw that your girl's been working very hard. I do have a pretty thick pile of anything that was put in my drop-off box. That's what I'm working through right now. It'll be done today because I cannot live like this anymore. With that being said, if you find that there is an error on any of your scores online, please note it is not malicious. It is not malicious. There's a lot of paperwork going through my desk, and it makes it very tricky. So if there's a mistake, please know it's a genuine mistake. First place I would go is look at my no-name wall of shame. Now, some of you have a name on it. Like, who is that? Olivia Lucas. She's not in this class. I was tired of looking and trying to figure out what essay it was, so I just wrote, what essay is this? Because if you didn't label your essays and put it in my drop-off box, it's annoying. So hopefully you labeled your essays, or I'll be writing, what essay is this? With that being said, I would check my no-name wall of shame. If it's not there, then it's in the bucket. All you have to do is find it in the bucket. I'm sorry, it's not malicious, mistakes happen. All you have to do is find it in the bucket and put it in the drop-off box, and I'll happily record it. Is everyone clear on that? If you think you got a specific scored essay and the scored essay number on Canvas is different in like the negative way, then I would go and find it and put it in the box. Is everyone clear on that? I was not evaluating your essays. I was just simply recording. And if there's a recording error, I need to fix it. Is everyone clear? I'm a human being. I work really hard, but mistakes do happen, especially when everything looks the same. Okay? So if there's an issue, everything is in the bin, nothing gets thrown away, and I am really, really trying. It is not malicious. However, it's a lot of paperwork moving through my desk. All right, Spinning Jenny, put a big star next to it. There are 4 major inventions that you just have to know. It is invented by James Hargreaves. Okay, it will reduce the time needed to spin thread. It's the second most popular item in the Industrial Revolution. What? You do know I've written this 3 times today, and you're writing it once, yes? So where do you think my sympathy level is, Lauren? Do you think it's a high mark or a low mark? James Hargreaves takes thread, the water frame. It takes thread and weaves it into fabrics, aka textiles. You have to know that term. Textiles are what we call the modern day what? Fabrics. It's the most popular item. Textiles are the most popular item during the industrial age. So most popular item. Cotton gin, put a star next to it. As I explained earlier, the cotton gin is the reason why we have a boom in slavery, which is why the South is going to go to war in order to keep slavery, because of how much money they're making with the cotton gin. Okay, the cotton gin takes raw cotton bulbs, because cotton, if you've ever seen it, when it dries and it's like the little dollop of white, you pull it off and it's super thready, obviously, because cotton is threads. Inside all those threads, like webbed in there, is seeds that are like really stuck in there. Prior to the cotton gin, one slave in 1 hour could clean like 10 pounds of cotton. It's very tedious. It takes a long time. Not a very efficient system, which is why cotton was not very profitable. Tobacco was the big crop because that was easier to harvest. After the cotton gin, when you have these brushes pulling the threads apart, the seeds would fall to the bottom. You just crank the machine. A slave in 1 hour could do like 250 pounds of cotton. 10 pounds versus 250 pounds. All of a sudden, the profit margins are huge. Everyone starts growing cotton. That's why we have a boom in slavery. This is the reason for it. Now, when we talk about the Eli Whitneys, it's the raw cotton bulb, goes in, rotating brushes, pull thread apart, seeds fall to the bottom. Will dramatically increase the value of cotton and increase slave demand. So without the cotton gin, we would never have had a civil war because it would have collapsed. All right, interchangeable parts, Eli Whitney, making all products. Using the same materials. To make repairs easier and faster. No more unique machines or tools. Increases machine production. Assembly line, put a star next to it. And that's by Henry Ford. I'm so hungry. One person does one thing. They get really good at it. And fast. Okay, cheaper labor. Faster production. Everything in the world today is made on an assembly line. Even if you do things at home. Like if you make a bunch of sandwiches for a picnic, you probably make them on an assembly line, right? One person's doing the mayo, the mustard, one person's putting the ham, the cheese, or whatever. Another person's doing like the accoutrements. What do you got? Sure. It's Henry Ford who made it popular and made it big. Bessemer is the one who invited the steel, but guess who made it worldwide? That's going to be your boy Rockefeller. So the big name gets it. Here we go. Steam engine. And you can tell him I said that. Tell him I said. James Watt. This machine mechanizes labor. He will make animals obsolete, increase production, /speed, used everywhere, And you need to know it's coal driven. So you can only have mechanization if you have, you can only have coal if it's in your country, because no one's really exporting it at this time because it's exclusive to them. Steel production is actually created by a guy named Bessemer. And Bessemer, who was in Dublin, was talking to a Irish Scot named Rockefeller. This Rockefeller was incredibly poor, went home, wrote down everything he heard and saw, then got on a ship to the United States and landed in the United States and recreated everything he saw, aka stole, from Bessemer. Now, what is Rockefeller making? He is superheating iron to make steel. What city does he decide to build his plant in? No. Pittsburgh. What's the name of the football team, Will? Put your phone away, Will. Annoying. What's the name of the football team from Pittsburgh? Steelers. Their name is Steelers because it used to be it is the center of steel production. Steelers? There's no such animals as Steelers. Make steel. It's unique and effective. Okay, Rockefeller mass produces it. Equals steel tycoon. Okay, and he becomes a worldwide leader. So after he gets his money going, where does he move? To New York. And that's why we have Rockefeller Plaza. He built it so he'd be memorialized in the city. Steel is cheap. Now, because we have steel, we can now build high rises in our cities. Now we can go above 3 stories. Those are the types of things. Telephone. Alexander Graham. I've spelled Graham wrong every time. Every single time this week, today. And I even tried slowing down to get it right, and I still got it wrong. Increases connectivity. Europeans use it to have more control over their colonies. Now, we talked about it when I taught you about the American Revolution. That it happened 30 years later, it wouldn't have been successful because they would have had more control. One of the reasons is if they did 100 years later, it absolutely would never have happened. But Marconi is the radio. Radio waves transmitted. Without wire. Everyone is now connected, including rural. So people in rural parts of the United States are now hearing news at the same rate as people in cities, which is a big deal. No one knows who invented the automatic loom, so we'll just put a smiley. Increases production of textiles. Makes England the most powerful nation. Okay? England is where industrialization begins. And that's why now they obviously have the strongest military, but they're also going to have the strongest economy because of industrialization. All right, let's do it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, am I looking for perfection? No. Do the best you can. I'm telling you right now, it will not be accurate. Here we go. And that's said with love, because neither will mine. This is Maine. And this is 1820. It joins the Union. This is New Hampshire. This This is Vermont. This is Massachusetts. This is New York. This is New Jersey. This is Pennsylvania. Okay, we're having some issues with Delaware and Michigan and Maryland. So I'm going to skip it. Here we go. When life gets hard, you just go somewhere else. Just kidding. Sort of. Florida! This is incorporated in 1845 into the Union. Okay, I think it's easier to go to South Carolina and then build out from there. So that's what I'm doing. South Carolina, which is annoying to drive through because it's so small but thick. Here we go. Have you ever driven through South Carolina? It goes on for days. This is Georgia. Huh? So my parents live about 3 hours from the border, and so it's never really a long drive for us. Sorry. South Carolina. Then we got Alabama. No. We're drawing a bunch of them, though. Okay, this is Mississippi. Louisiana, which happens to be one of my favorite states because I love New Orleans. The food is amazing. All right. I'm going this way. My South Carolina is a little big, but here we go. All right, do the best you can. Good luck. This is where things, I feel, start going off the wheels. Yep. All right, here we go. This is North Carolina. Okay. There is no such thing as West Virginia at this point because we haven't had what conflict? Civil War. So, when there's no West Virginia on my map, don't be like, Bennett, you did it wrong. Because it doesn't exist yet. Thank you. Ugh. All right, I'm going to do Maryland. It's going to be wrong because I'm going to have Delaware. It would be this is Delaware, and I know it doesn't belong here. It's fine. It's supposed to be along the water. I can't make it happen. Sorry, Delaware. Okay, this is going to be Ohio. Okay, I know Ohio and Delaware don't touch. I'm aware. Whoa, Judge. How does your map look? So before we get super judgy on me, boss. What? Oh, Cincinnati, which is over here. I thought you were talking shit. I thought you were talking shit. Damn. All right, here we go. This is Tennessee. I'm telling you right now, your Tennessee is probably going to be the biggest state in the union. It's actually not the biggest state in the union, but here we go. Whoa, stop it. Stop it. This is Tennessee, which is incorporated in 1796. And it's huge. It's huge. It literally looks like it's 3 states. It's actually not that big in real life. So there's that. This is not to scale. This is not what Virginia looks like either. So there's that. This is also not what Kentucky looks like. And Kentucky does not touch water, which it currently looks like it's touching water. So there's a lot of issues here. We're going to close it there. So there's that. So factually, this map is not particularly accurate. So do not use this for a road map, please. This is not going well. Indiana is here. Illinois is here. This is Michigan. All right. How are you doing? You can, absolutely. Okay, this is Arkansas, which is not what Arkansas looks like. Then we have Missouri, which definitely does not, it's not that bad. Yes, because my hand's attached to me as a person. And this is Iowa, which is incorporated in 1846. There we go. Missouri is incorporated in 1821. Arkansas is 1836. Okay. It's the middle states that get you. Look at our Kentucky, Virginia, and Tennessee. I mean, that's obscene for me. Here we go. All right. I am aware this is not what Wisconsin looks like, but this is how it used to look like. Wisconsin. 1846. This is also not what Minnesota looks like, I'm aware, but this is what it used to look like when the British gave it to us. So, Minnesota. However, we do have the state of California. Why did we create the state of California? Gold. California, we get it in 1850 as a state. We have the New Mexico Territory. And we have the Oregon Territory. This is known as the unorganized territory. All right, you need 8 boxes. What? No. They started getting ideas with the Louisiana Purchase.
You say 1850?
For what? California? Yeah. Okay, United States. 1783. Louisiana Purchase. 1803. Ceded by Great Britain, which means they gave it to us because they couldn't defend it, so they just gave it to us instead of us fighting for it and losing. 1818, Treaty of Spain. 1819, annexation of Texas. 1845, agreement with England. 1846, ceded by Mexico. 1848, and then Gadsden Purchase. 1853. Okay, I'm going to use this blue color. Oh, it's a pretty blue. For my United States, 1783. What? Okay, look at my map. I'm going to color it quickly just into the states that I'm actually going to color blue, and I'll come back in and fill them in. Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. Not Maine, not Maine. Okay, Delaware. We kind of missed our Connecticut and Rhode Island. It's fine. Yeah, Michigan's blue. Kentucky, Virginia, not Tennessee. And it goes all the way over to Mississippi. Do not color Florida. So these are the ones you are coloring blue. Yes. You are not coloring in Florida, Tennessee, or... Are you talking to me? Yeah. Oh, well, hello, Addison. Nice talking to you, Addison. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Agreement with England, 1846. Huh? Yes. Kentucky is huge. All right. Then I have Louisiana Purchase. For me, it's going to be yellow. Louisiana Purchase is purchased by what U.S. president? Jefferson, president number 3. This was one of the biggest things he ever did, and he also changed the office of the president. Because beforehand, when he was trying to buy it, they didn't know if he could buy it because it was not in the Constitution. Remember, he's only president number 3. So he buys it anyway, and obviously it became one of the best decisions. It's also going to double the United States. And what country did he buy it from? The French, because in New Orleans, they have the French Quarter because the city was built by the
French.
So, it is actually, what is the name of the leader of France who actually signs it? Colin. Napoleon. So, we have official documents of the United States with Napoleon's signature on it. Isn't that cool? I don't think you mean that. Ceded by Great Britain is red. I think it's really cool. So you can go and actually see Napoleon's signature here in the United States if you go to D.C. and you can see it. All right, Treaty of Spain is going to be pink, and it is Florida. They are going to lose it in the Spanish-American War. We also get the Philippines. All right, annexation of Texas. Now, annexation of Texas is a big deal and unique. Texas was its own state, the Lone Star State. It was the only place we never conquered Texas. We were like, hey, Texas. They're like, hey, U.S. We're like, dude, you want to be a part of this U.S. thing? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? However, if we don't like it, we're going to be able to leave anytime we want. We're like, yeah, dude, anytime you want. So, in there, signing into being a state here in the United States, they have the right to leave the Union anytime they want to. They're the only state in the Union that can technically leave without being forced to stay. If Florida secedes from the Union, the federal government is going to send their military here and take it back by force. Okay, we saw that when the South seceded in the Civil War, yeah? Texas is technically the only one. Now, Texas has threatened to secede a couple times throughout history, which I always find funny. They threatened to secede after Obama got elected.
So they can still secede?
Yeah, they can still secede. It's in their state constitution. Absolutely. They can still secede, and the federal government ratified it, so they can technically secede. So they threatened to secede. They didn't really file that much paperwork when Obama became president. And then when Trump got elected president, California threatened to secede from the Union. The funny thing is, California can't secede from the Union because they don't have the same approvals. And we absolutely, the federal government would have invaded California and retake it back. Because California is on its own. Just the state of California is like the 3rd or 4th largest economy in the world. On its own. Like, just the state of California is like the 3rd or 4th largest economy in the world. So, which one is more valuable to us, California or Texas? California. So we would have absolutely gone back in and pulled it back. Huh? I am. I just did. Damn it. Man, I'm Lauren. I'm so perfect. Meh. Yeah, Lauren. Stop bullying me, Lauren. All you people are just watching Lauren bully me. Thank you, Lauren, for telling me. All right, and over here. I was just so excited about California threatening to secede. Speaking of, Florence, Milan, and a couple other of the northern regions are seceding from Italy.
No way.
Yeah, they are officially filing paperwork within the next year.
Wait, is Tuscany leaving?
Not really. Tuscany's in the north, yeah.
Are they leaving?
Wisconsin is red. Okay.
Wisconsin's
So, what you are going to be doing for Tennessee, Wisconsin. Oh, you asked him Wisconsin. I said Minnesota. Wisconsin is going to be a light green that I never used. Sorry. And Maine is going to be a color I never used. I also know that the United States doesn't float in an ocean. We have Mexico below us, so I'm going to use that same green to color in Mexico to the south of us. I also know to the north of us, we have, so I'm going to color in Canada. Apparently, someone told me last period, and I haven't verified this is truth, but why would you lie about this? Apparently, Canada has officially banned gun sales in their country. Yeah. If you own the guns, you can have them, but you can't buy any more guns.
And you also cannot buy ammo guns.
Yeah, you can.
So then,
No, you cannot. Apparently, I don't know the law. I just said openly, I don't know. Oh my goodness, what time is it? This is what happens when babies spend time with grandparents. It's 11 o'clock, and my kid is eating a popsicle.
Yes, slay. Okay.
That's a happy kid right there, eating his little popsicle.
Must be nice. You should have a popsicle party.
I love it so
What?
We have a party, we don't do anything.
You're only with me for like a week after it. That's it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.